All right, afternoon, good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining the session, Kasten on AWS workshop. For those of you who are not aware, Kasten, we are the #1 Kubernetes backup DR and also application mobility software. So my name is Yongkang He. I'm very happy to be here. Together with me, I got Desmond from AWS. So here is an agenda for today. So first of all, we will talk about why Amazon EKS and why containers. What are the services from AWS? I will invite Desmond from AWS to talk about these two topics, and followed by I will cover why Kasten by Veeam and Kasten on AWS, what's supported, what's not, and also I will give a quick live demo why we are building the labs. The whole lab, it does take about 20 minutes to build. So while we're building the lab, I will do a quick live demo, and followed by I will share a few useful links and also our contacts from our AWS and also from our Veeam team. Okay, last part is about Kasten on AWS, the hands-on lab. Yeah, we're planning to leave at least about 1 hour to complete the labs. Let's get started. So first of all, I really appreciate everybody if you can provide us feedback. It is very important for us to improve in the future. So by end of the session, actually before end of the session, I will share you the link. So I need everybody to complete the form. It only takes about 2 minutes. You can complete the survey form. Let me see how to mute everybody. Sorry, give me 1 second. Let me figure out where is my control panel. Yeah, looks like I did not see the button to, yeah, there should be an option to, yeah, can you guys all mute if you're not, talking, if you're not asking questions? Thanks, everybody. So let's continue. So I really, hoping everybody can help us to complete the survey form before the end of the session. And while you guys are doing the labs, you will see in the lab guide, every page you can find my email address. You can find the Desmond from AWS, his email address as well. If you notice anything, it doesn't make sense or how we can improve, just click our email address to document to let us know. We will improve, we will enhance the documentation, the lab guide. Okay, let's get started. So first of all, why Amazon EKS? With that, I will invite Desmond from AWS to share with us why Amazon EKS, what are the services, container services from AWS. Thanks, Desmond, over to you.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, everyone, wherever you may be. Is my voice okay? Is it choppy or is it just fine?
It's okay from my side.
It's okay, great. And now I will try to attempt to share my screen. Okay, you should be able to see my desktop now. Is that correct?
Yes, all good.
All right. And now the deck is up. So again, thank you, Yongkang, for inviting me to the Kasten for AWS Partner Workshop session. I believe this is the second one being conducted for the region. And I'm really glad to be here in helping the partnership and collaboration between Veeam and AWS. And I just want to take about 10 minutes or 15 minutes just to talk a little bit about EKS and what it is before we start the Kasten session. But before that, a very quick intro. I am the storage partner SE for APJ. And I work very, very closely with Veeam and Kasten to ensure both our customers and partners as well is successful when they adopt backup and recovery use cases with AWS. So one of the few ways we are working together is by creating scaling mechanism for everyone, partners and internal alike, to showcase the capabilities of Veeam and AWS, right? So please, again, do reach out to me for any kind of assistance or ideas you might have to make our customers successful. So with that, I would like to start the preso. Okay, now, Amazon EKS is a managed Kubernetes service that makes it very easy for you to run Kubernetes on AWS and on-premise as well. So Kubernetes itself is an open source automating deployment, scaling and management of containerized applications. Okay, so here are some of the key attributes that our customers have come to appreciate about EKS. So first is that we do not modify open source Kubernetes, right? EKS is fully upstream, certified and conformant Kubernetes. So we do not fork it or we do not make it proprietary. It's not AWS owned only, right? We even backport security fixes to ensure we are consistent with open source, right? We support upstream versions for a longer time period. We support up to 4 versions of Kubernetes. Before I continue, can everyone just mute the yeah. Right, that's better. So we support upstream versions for a longer time period. We support up to 4 versions of Kubernetes, which gives our customers sufficient time to roll out upgrades. Okay. As part of this, we even backport patches, fixes, and upgrades. Right. We provide managed Kubernetes experience where we do a lot of work to select the right version, validate things like dependencies to provide that secure and stable layer for customers to rely. Okay. Lastly,
Desmond,
we want to
sorry to interrupt. Yeah, there is one question said they can't hear us, properly. Can you increase your volume a little bit?
Okay, hold on.
Thank you.
I am going to try to do that. Let's see. Sorry about this, guys. On. Sorry. Audio settings should be here. Not that speaker. Oh, my mic is on the loudest setting. I might just talk a little bit louder then. Right.
Thanks, man.
No worries. Okay. Yeah. So on to the next slide. Our customers choose EKS because it allows them to focus on business applications and strategic operations while actually offloading the undifferentiated heavy lifting. Things like tactical operations associated with managing infra, as you know, and deployments that actually add no business value, right? So some of the tactical operations include running and scaling Kubernetes control plane across multiple AWS AZs, automatic scaling of control plane instances based on load, detecting and replacing unhealthy control plane instances, and also providing automated version updates and patching, right? It is also very integrated with all our AWS services that can provide scalability and security for your application. So things such as Amazon ECR for container images, ELB, load balancing for load distribution, IAM for authentication, and of course, Amazon VPC for network isolation, right? We can ensure that EKS runs up-to-date version of open source Kubernetes. You can also use all your existing plugins and toolings from the community, such as template deployments, Helm, tracing and monitoring and reporting, things like Prometheus, Grafana, and much more, right? So applications that are running on EKS is fully compatible with applications that are running on on-premise. It doesn't matter if you're running on-premise or any kind of platform, right? So you can easily migrate any Kubernetes application to EKS without any code modification at all, right? So how are consumers and customers using EKS? So we typically see them in these use cases, anywhere from building modern apps, mobile application, things that have to do with machine learning. It's a very big, growing and large use case. And CI/CD is also a very popular use case where customers use EKS to build pipelines and integrate with frameworks like Jenkins and Spinnaker. All right. We are also seeing a lot of customers deploying containers for IoT and edge workloads where data needs to be processed in real time at the edge locations, right? So let's just look a little bit into the technical side of things at a high level overview. So EKS is composed of these following main components. It's composed of a control plane, sorry about that. It is actually dedicated for you to ensure HA and high availability. There are at least 2 API server instances in different AZs and a quorum of 3 etcd instances across 3 AZs. Okay, incoming traffic is directed to Kubernetes API. It passes through what we call a network load balancer, NLB. All right. The master node itself is responsible to manage worker and slave nodes. Right. They interact with worker nodes to schedule the pods, to monitor the workloads, and start and restart the pods. Okay. It also manages any new worker nodes that's joining the cluster. Right. Now, next, in addition to Kubernetes masters, you also need to run what we call etcd, is the persistent layer for Kubernetes. It is a distributed key value store where you store critical data for the cluster, right? You then need to run the actual worker nodes itself. This is where your application runs, and it's also known as data plane, okay? Worker nodes are generally deployed in auto-scaling groups, and worker nodes run on EC2 instances in a VPC. Now, this is not managed by AWS, this is managed by you, okay? So each one has a kubelet process that monitors the worker nodes, and it sort of acts as a point of contact between the node and the control plane. So kubelet receives a request from control plane and instructs the worker node runtime to create and manage pod for the workloads, okay? And this is just a little illustration to show you which is actually fully managed by AWS and which one sits in the customer account, which is managed by the customers themselves. Right. So when you create a new cluster, EKS creates an endpoint for the managed Kubernetes API server, which you then communicate with your cluster. So by default, this API server endpoint is public to the internet, and access to API server is secured using a combination of IAM and native Kubernetes role-based access control. So this depends on your requirement or customer's requirement. You can actually choose to create a private endpoint, right? And in AWS or in the cloud in general, we have something called a shared security model. I'm sure you know this by heart. In this model, AWS is responsible for security of the cloud, whereas for the customers and partners, you are responsible for the security in the cloud, right? Of the cloud, it generally means regional availability, AZHA, networking components for connectivity, and of course, all the necessary infra to run your business on, okay? In Amazon EKS, this means AWS is responsible for managing the Kubernetes control plane, including the API server, controller manager, scheduler, the data store, right? Now, as you can see, this model shows that customer is tasked with properly configuring the right network controls, configurations itself, and most importantly, protecting their data and content in AWS. And this is where Kasten really shines and really provide that value add to customers adopting and building applications in EKS. And Yongkang will show this later in the lab itself, right? Now, last but not least, just to show everyone the different deployment options for EKS in AWS, this actually depends on customer requirements. This can range from anything as your standard EKS in AWS, or you can run it in Outposts, which is what I like to call AWS on-premise. If you are not able to connect to AWS Direct, you can actually order what we call racks that acts as mini AWSs in your data center, right? To local zones, which are extension for a region, right? To self-manage EKS with EKS Anywhere or different EKS distros, things such as, if you're aware, VMware Tanzu, right? So that's it for my portion. I have also included a small appendix on the Kubernetes concepts. I believe this is exactly same as the training that you took as prerequisites before this lab. It is exactly 100% the same. The simple concepts of what is namespaces, what are jobs, what is auto-scaling in AWS, what is stateful sets, right? And of course, a little bit about Docker container components and what is it different from EKS and Kubernetes itself, okay? So I'll send this over to the team for reference. And I think that's it for my portion. Over to you, Yongkang.
Thanks, Desmond. Awesome. Thank you very much. Let me reshare my screen. Okay, can you guys see my screen? No, looks like it's not working. Give me 1 second.
Yes, we can see.
You can see, okay. Oh, good. Let's continue. So talking about why Amazon EKS, I also have, 2 slides just to highlight. If you look at the CNCF survey, which is just recently announced, so a few key, takeaways here. So the hand tuning your Kubernetes cluster is so hard. So people are turning to manage the Kubernetes. So managed Kubernetes becomes the new norm. Who are the top managed Kubernetes? Apparently, Amazon EKS is a #1 and definitely clear leader, and followed by could be AKS, it could be GKE, but I'm actually slightly disagree, between AKS and the GKE. I did my own search. If you are interested, Amazon clearly 51% voted, EKS, but Google Kubernetes engine, actually slightly more people adopting over AKS. Okay, let's move to the next section. Why Kasten by Veeam? So for those of you who are not aware, Kasten, we were a startup company back to late 2020, and then we were acquired by Veeam. So now we are part of Veeam. So we are part of Veeam as an individual business unit focusing on Kubernetes backup DR application mobility. So first of all, why Veeam? I'm not sure if you guys see the results from last year. Veeam, we made a tremendous growth last year. We got 27% year-over-year growth, which is, if you look at the whole software industry, how many companies are getting double-digit growth? Most of them less than 10% or even decline. And the second point I want to highlight here is last year, we moved 500 plus petabytes customer data to the public cloud storage. Majority of them moving to AWS. So a little bit more information about the Kasten by Veeam. If I look at the landscape, the members of CNCF, there are 22 platinum members and 22 gold members. Among the top 44 members, there is only one backup vendor. That's Kasten by Veeam. You guys, hopefully you guys can see Kasten by Veeam. We are the only backup vendor, part of the platinum member. And look at the top 44, there is no other backup software vendors. And we are also so proud of being sitting in the CNCF governance committee. Okay, so our mission is more about to tackle the day-to-day management challenges about your Kubernetes application. 3 key use cases here. The number one, Kubernetes native backup and recovery. And secondly, the Kubernetes application mobility. You need the portability between on-premise and across cloud. And third, the last but not least, that's disaster recovery. When it comes to Kubernetes application, how I can achieve the disaster recovery requirements. Okay, we were trusted by many leading enterprises from all different industries. Even in Asia Pacific, we also have a lot of customers, but since they are not public reference customers, I want to be able to show their logos here. And let's look at the third party, the analyst, what they say. So when it comes to Kubernetes data protection, there is no Gartner Magic Quadrant, there is no Forrest Web research report. The only one is from GigaOM. This is from year 2020. Kasten is a clear leader in the Kubernetes data protection market. And our level of innovation is ahead of any of the competitors. Remember, this is from year 2020. Let's see from year 2021, what's changed. So how to read the chart? You will say here, close to the center is better. So let's see who is the closest to the center. So if I'm looking at the left side, you can see Kasten, you can see Portworx, you can also see Valero. But if I compare 2020 to 2021, you will see what's changed. The name changed. Kasten now becomes a Kasten by Veeam. Portworx now becomes Portworx by Pure. But the difference is, did you guys notice? We are still close to the center. We are the clear leader. But Portworx was pushed away from the center. And the other thing I want to highlight here is, where is Valero? Valero is now part of VMware. It is not even a leader anymore. It was moved out of the leader cycle. Okay, and talking about the ecosystem integration, we have the widest ecosystem integration. Kasten K10 is here. We give you the capabilities to be able to integrate with all different storage providers. So namely, talking about AWS, we got a support for EVS, for EFS, for S3, and moving forward, most likely a lot of customers just leverage the standard CSI container storage interface. And in the middle, Kubernetes distribution. We do support Amazon EKS anywhere together with all other different Kubernetes distributions. On top of that, customers are running all different database applications. So for example, they might be running Cassandra database, could be MongoDB, MySQL, PostgreSQL. And one thing I want to highlight is even customer running the database like Amazon RDS, which is not running inside of the Kubernetes cluster, we also allow you to protect it. Okay, the other thing I want to highlight is we have the Canister, which is our open source framework, allow you to easily to integrate with any other Kubernetes application, even your custom applications. Now let me shift my gear to Kasten on AWS, what's supported, what's not. So first of all, EKS, apparently we support EKS. And you might run in EKS with Botrocky node group. So for those of you who are not aware, Botrocky, that's the purpose-built Linux nodes by AWS, allow you to run containers more efficiently, more securely. And then you got the EKS Anywhere, which is running EKS on premises. You might run in EKS distro, which is open source options. And you might run Red Hat OpenShift service on AWS. Or you might run building your Kubernetes cluster on EC2 instance, or building your Red Hat OpenShift on EC2 instance. No issues, we support. And you might leverage the Spot instance. Okay, no issues. You might launch a Kubernetes engine, RK on AWS EC2 instance. Or it could be you're running VMware Tanzu Kubernetes Grid on AWS. Or could be you're running HP Easmero Container Platform on AWS. So we support all of these. The only thing we don't support right now is we don't support AWS Fargate, whatever it's ECS Fargate or EKS Fargate. And we don't support ECS Anywhere. And we don't support ECS in general, because it's not based on the Kubernetes. Okay. So moving on, next part. So how to deploy Kasten K10? That's our product name on AWS.
Yongkang, just wanted to interject before we move on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Traditionally, a lot of customers deploy EKS or containers for stateless workloads and all that. But because customers are always reinventing new ways to drive their business more efficiently, we do see a lot of adoption of stateful workloads within EKS. And this actually drives additional need to actually adopt a solution to provide that persistent storage backup for these workloads. And that's where Kasten really brings that value out for customers and partners alike. Yeah, just wanted to highlight that because it's being brought up constantly when we go and meet customers. They will ask things like that, and now you are armed with that answer. Yes, we can help you. Yeah, that's all for me.
Desmond. Yeah, just to highlight, when it comes to the deploy, we make life a lot easier. Literally, just run one command, Helm install command, we can deploy to your Kubernetes cluster. So if you run Helm install, you always get the latest version right now, 4.5.9. And if you do one-click install by the Marketplace, there are a few options here. If you choose hybrid deployment, you get the latest version. But if you do the free version, right now it's still based on 4.06, but it is easy. Just one Helm upgrade command, you can upgrade to the latest version. Okay, there is another option. You can deploy Kasten K10 by Veeam by the pay-as-you-go version. Right now from Marketplace, also 4.0.6. And for customers, they are quite familiar to Terraform. They want to leverage Terraform to deploy. Yeah, we allow you to use Terraform to deploy Kasten K10. So with that, let's build the labs now. I guess you all should have have marked yes or no here, right? But in the meantime, I will need to give it. So is there anyone missed from the list? So I will assign the lab based on the response here. So I'll move out of the blank. So then here are all of these guys. I'm going to assign you the lab access, but let me come back to my slide deck here for a second. So how to build the labs? I got two options here. So here you go. We're going to Kasten K10 automation on AWS Event Engine platform. So for today, we're going to use AWS Event Engine Lab platform. For those of you who are not aware, it is an on-demand lab platform provided by AWS. And why AWS Event Engine? Because it provides on-demand free access. You don't have to charge to your own AWS account. When to use? You can use for customer demo, for partner demo, for personal learning. How to get access? So what I mean here is after today's session, you want to have some additional learning. You maybe want to demo to your customer. you just send an email to us and we will provide you the access. But you better to give us like a 24 hours lead time because we need to provisioning you the lab access. But when you send the email, do provide us the date, time, how many labs you need, and we will send you the access. Okay, for today's session, I will update the spreadsheet, including the access link shortly. So we do have another options. This is mainly for customers. You don't want to use Event Engine. You already have an AWS account. You need any time to access. So you don't want to wait to request and then send you back the access. So you already have an AWS account. You don't worry about the charges. So when to use similarly for custom demo, person learning, for partner demo, etc. And how to get access? You don't need to make any request. You just log into your AWS account. You can start the labs by yourself. And here is a link to my GitHub page. That's the source code if you want to explore a little bit more. So now it's lab time, lab access. I will give you guys the access key updated in the spreadsheet. And in the meantime, do you guys mind to read the lab guide a little bit? You can get familiar to the lab guide while I'm providing you the link to access the lab. Okay, how to access the lab? You just log into, click the link, or you input the 16-digit hash code, and then you can log in via the one-time passcode or via the Amazon.com account. So I'm gonna pause here for a second. I will get you guys the access. And in the meantime, please read the lab guide. I will take out the share for now. Give me 1 second.
And while Yongkang is doing that, please note that if you have any AWS account logged in, please log out from your account. If not, you will hit issues when you start deploying it into Event Engine. Even better, try to use incognito mode on your web browser. That is the best way to proceed with this lab.
Yeah, thanks, Desmond. Yeah, and also while I'm doing assign you guys the lab access, yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Can you share the lab guide link on chat, please?
Yes, I am doing it right now. Give me 1 second. Yeah, because I don't want to mix it together. I don't know who is accessing the lab. So I'm going to share the link shortly. You should be able to see for those of you from, give me 1 second, how many here? Yes. So if you see the link from the spreadsheet, you can go ahead to click. And shortly, I will give you some guide. Yeah, I got 60 labs already assigned. Then I will assign the rest. Okay, you all should have the links to access the labs from the spreadsheet. And I'm going to share my screen again. I will show you how to do it as well. So by now, you guys should all see the links to access the lab. So I'm going to show you how it works as well. In the meantime, if I click the link, so first of all, by the way, did you guys all get the lab guide? Yeah, you need to open up the lab guide. This is the correct one. Make sure you choose the correct one. So if you see all capital case here, you see the first page. If you see the first page, you can see dashboard event engine. This is the right one. Okay, you just follow the link. So I'm going to show you right now as well. So I'm on this site and how to log into the lab. So you need to click accept here. I'm actually need to open a incognito window. Sorry for that. Yeah, let me do this. It is actually preferred you open up an incognito window. It is less, conflict with your existing login. So once you click here, you click accept login, and then you can log in via any one of the ways. So for most of you, you might choose the first one, email your one-time password. Yeah, see, if you have an Amazon account, you can log in via the Amazon account. So I'm going to log in with Amazon, but you can choose from any other options as well.
And don't worry, we won't send you any spam emails if you were to put in your corporate mail there. It's totally safe.
Yeah, that is correct. So I log in via my Amazon.com, the retail account. So once I sign in, so now you can see what you're seeing here is authenticated successful. Yeah, I want to make sure everybody can log in here. So this is very important. Without building the labs, you want to be able to complete the, the rest of the labs. Yeah, if you do hit any questions, share in the chat window. We will try to help you to fix that. So this is super important. You need to get the access. Okay, once you logged in, now you got the options to say, you click AWS console here, and then you got the page here. So you can see here is your, environment variables. You need to click this copy button. Okay, so I'm not sure you guys can see. So this is the copy button. Okay, you copy the, environment variables here before you click open AWS console. And once you copy it, you click open AWS console. And from here, you will be automatically logged in. Unless you got your own AWS account, you log into your own AWS account, you will be prompted to log out your other AWS account. Okay, once you log in, it will be in Sydney region. That's AP Southeast 2. And you click the AWS Cloud Shell here. So just to highlight here, this is a button to log into AWS Cloud Shell. So I click Cloud Shell. It might take 1 minute or two to initialize the Cloud Shell. Are we all good? And also, I'd like to highlight the AWS Cloud Shell. If there is no activity for 20 minutes, you will be logged out. So you might end up in the middle way, while we're building the, cluster, while we're building the lab environment, if you accidentally logged out, you need to do it again, okay? Just make sure you keep the Cloud Shell window active. So maybe every 10 minutes, every 5 minutes, you just come back, click anywhere, it will become active. So you won't be kicked out of the Cloud Shell. Okay, I did mention there is a note from the lab guide as well.
That's
if
right.
you
So
accidentally was kicked out from your Cloud Shell, you need to paste the token code again. Okay, so for example, here, when I first logged in, I will be asked to paste the token code. Assuming you already did the copy, otherwise you don't see this. Okay, I pasted all the token code, press enter. So you need to, in the window, press enter. So now we are ready to go to next step.
Yeah, so Cloud Shell limitation for now, it's a 20-minute timeout session. And if we miss that 20-minute windows, you have to redo the lab, as Yongkang mentioned, a bit of a hassle. So just click around the screen, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, when you logged out the Cloud Shell, next time you log in, the first task you need to do is paste the environment variables. Okay, now if you follow me, we are in page 5. Okay, the first task we need to do is do the git clone. So you clone the repository from my GitHub page. And once you're done, you move to the step 4, you change to the directories, you run the AWS prepper command, you set the environment variables, press enter. So we will install the required tools like a EKS CTL, like a kubectl, like a Helm, etc. Once you've done all of these, it will say you are ready to deploy. So now the next step is you can start to deploy the whole environment. So you are going to paste the command here, //EE, that's the event engine -deploy.sh. Press enter. So we are going to start building the whole environment. It does take about 20 minutes, but just to remind again, you need to come back here every 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Make sure you click somewhere, keep your Cloud Shell session active. Okay, if you ended up, you have to do it again, you need to paste the token code again. All right. So is there anybody hit any issues?
Can you restart in the console phase? I didn't catch that.
You can't.
I don't know how to do after I open that console.
After you open the console, so you open the Cloud Shell, is that correct?
Where's the Cloud Shell?
Okay, did you see the screen like this? So this is the Cloud Shell icon.
Oh, I just searched this Cloud Shell, right, in the AWS. Right?
That's in AWS Cloud, Web Console.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Okay, AWS, thank you.
Okay, so actually, first of all, you need to click this button here to copy the environment variables. So let me show you here. So you need to click this button here to copy the environment variables. And then you click Open AWS Console. Once you click Open AWS Console, it will take you to this page. And then you click this button here. That's the Cloud Shell, okay? And from there, you just follow the documentation to git clone the repository, change to the directory to run the AWS prep, and then run the EE-deploy. So right now, yeah, not a problem. Is there anyone else also have any issues?
Okay.
So Chong, your name is not enjoying. So I don't know. Yeah, let me have a look.
And everyone, please make sure that the environment, the region that you are in right now for the console is called AP Southeast 2, Sydney.
So can you, sorry, yeah, sorry to interrupt you, yeah. So Tom, can you add your name here? So if you add your name, as long as the column E, there is something like a Y here, I can get you the access. Okay, so you can add it to the line, 136. You just put your name here, your company name, your country, and I will get you the access. Let me move all of this. Let's see. Is that Jeff Tong? Okay, so you need to put a Y here. You probably missed the audio. Unless you put a Y here, you don't get the access. Let me get you access right now, okay? So I will get you the access. I will copy the link here. Yeah, now it should be, oops, did I copy? No, that's not the right one. Let me make a copy. Why? Yeah, basically you are using this link. Yeah, now it's okay. So you click the link next to your name, then you should be able to get the access. Okay. Yeah, I know we are slightly behind. Let's continue. So, but this is very important. I need to make sure everybody gets the point. You log into the Cloud Shell, you already kick off the EE-deploy. So this is right now we're building the lab environment. Okay. Once you start it, while we're waiting here, I want to share you a little bit more information. So let's continue. Okay. So what we are doing, what we are building right now is we already kick off the command EE-deploy. So in about 20 minutes, we already have a EKS cluster. We already have a Kasten K10 deployed to the EKS cluster. We already have a Cassandra database also deployed. And we also created the Amazon S3 location profile, which is for your long-term retention of the backup data. And we also configured a backup policy. And plus, we kick off the on-demand initial backup jobs. So here is a diagram. So just to highlight what we build here, to make it simple to illustrate, I'm actually only showing here, I got a VPC, only showing here is one availability zones. But in your actual customer environment, you might have multiple availability zones. You can leverage an auto-scaling group to scale your nodes across multiple availability zones. And the Kasten K10, we are here installed as a container service in the separate namespace. Typically, we call Kasten-IO. Your production workload could be Cassandra, could be PostgreSQL, also running in separate namespace. Yeah, to make it simple, I put them together, but typically you are running in two different namespace. So when we do the snapshot, we are using EBS volumes here. When we are going to do the snapshot, we will take snapshot of the EBS volumes, and it will be stored in the hidden, S3 bucket. And in the meantime, if we also allow you to copy the snapshot, which is the export, the blue line here, copy to the external object storage, which can be far away or can be from a different region, which is more safe to support your DR requirements to avoid the ransomware attack, because you can enable the retention lock or object lock. Okay, when it comes to restore, we've got two options. If your primary data center is still available, if your EBS snapshot is still here, will allow you to restore from the container storage snapshot. If it's gone, the whole data center is gone, will allow you to restore from the S3 bucket. Okay, that's the orange color lines. That's the restore path. So just to highlight, we do allow you to leverage the EBS or EFS also supported as your primary container storage. So part of the lab, we allow you to explore all different recovery options. You can do the in-place full restore. You can do restore to a new namespace. You can do individual spec artifacts recovery. It could be you want to recover configure map or secrets, etc. We allow you to restore from the external, object storage bucket. So all of these, we build by the automation. You just run that -deploy. You don't see how to configure the backup policy, how to deploy a sample database, how to create a S3 location profile. So I designed the lab, give you some additional lab practice. So you can do everything step by step via the web UI. So you can try how to deploy a PostgreSQL database as a sample, how to configure backup policy, how to configure a separate S3 location profile, how to run the backups of the PostgreSQL. So just to remember, part of the automation, we build the database with Cassandra database. This time, we're going to give you options. You can try deploy another database application, configure policy, create a location profile. You can try the backup, you can try the restore. Okay, I guess the environment are still in build. So what I'm going to do is I will give you a quick demo. Okay. So typically, if you have a EKS cluster up running, you only need 3 minutes to start to protect your containers. How to do it? That's part of my automation. So I will show you my GitHub page shortly. You got a few options. So all you need to do is you just clone the repository like we just did earlier. You clone the repository and you change it to the directory. You run the AWS prep command, and then all you need to do is, this is assuming you already have a cluster running, could be in production, could be in test dev environment. You just run K10-deploy. We will start to protect your containers in less than 3 minutes. So K10-deploy, what we are doing here is install Kasten K10 to your EKS cluster, create an S3 location profile, and deploy a Cassandra database, and plus configure backup policy, kick off on-demand backup jobs. So this is a part of the K10-deploy. The main difference is there is no EKS cluster creation because you already have a cluster running. So in this case, you only need 3 minutes. So let me show you how. So I log into my Cloud Shell. Yeah, by the way, this is, I'm not using AWS Event Engine. I'm using my own account. So right now I'm using Ohio, which is from our US East region too. And I just reconnected my AWS Cloud Shell. So while we're waiting here, just to show you my GitHub page. So if you go to g.yongkang.cloud, that's my GitHub page link. So from here, you can see EKS K10, but I also have the automation for other cloud and other Kubernetes distributions. Even Alibaba Cloud, you can see ACK, and Google Cloud, AKS, OCP, OpenShift, VMware Tanzu. Okay, let me click into EKS K10. So all of my source code here, you can explore, you can copy, you can try by yourself. If I go directly to the README, you can see Here is the instructions. So similar like what you guys see from the lab guide, but the main difference, this is for normal AWS account, not for your AWS Event Engine. But majority of the steps are exactly the same. All the preparation tasks are the same. And then if you choose to, you can customize your class name, instance type, zone name, region, etc. Now you got 3 options. You decide which option you want to go. You might want to just create an EKS cluster. You run EKS-deploy. So we're not going to install anything else, just to get you a EKS cluster. In the middle, that's the one I'm talking about right now. We run K10-deploy. We will do all of these. This is assuming you already have an EKS cluster. The third option is I don't have anything. I want to rebuild everything. So it's basically combines the first option and the second option. That's deploy. We will build everything, starting from an EKS cluster, then deploy K10, deploy the rest. So once you've done your job, you want to clean up your environment, also based on your options, you run EKS-destroy or K10-destroy or just run the destroy. So if you missed anything, you want to watch the YouTube video. I got the YouTube video. How to build an EKS cluster, how to protect containers in 3 minutes, how to build a wide automation. The first one is not for AWS Event Engine. The second one is for AWS Event Engine. Okay, so that's all I want to touch on right now. Come back to the Cloud Shell. I got everything is ready. So remember, the preparation tasks, you just need to do once. I'm actually already did the git clone. I already run the preparation tasks. So all I need to do is just depends on your needs. You just go ahead to run the next task. So what I'm going to show you is I go to the folder. I just run K10-deploy. So this is what I'm going to show you. 3 minutes, I can start to protect my containers. Part of the 3 minutes, I will deploy Kasten K10, install Cassandra, create a backup policy, create a location profile. But most of the time, just less than 3 minutes. Okay, I can leave this running and come back to the slide deck to just showing you a little bit more information. So how we make life a lot easier. I got a diagram to show you. I got an AKS cluster. I use AKS as an example. I got my MySQL running. I got all of my containers, my PVC secrets, etc. running in the namespace. Kasten K10. We are Kubernetes native. We don't need a separate backup infrastructure. We just install to your Kubernetes cluster. How we do snapshot? We just do the snapshot, not just the one particular storage. We do the snapshot of your application components, of your Kubernetes configurations. Shortly, once you log into the UI, you can see part of my backup job. I got 3 subtasks. Once we do the snapshot, all of these still sitting in the same data center typically. And how to make it safe, how to avoid a ransomware attack will allow you to copy the snapshot to the object store. Could be any supported S3 compatible store. Could be NFS, it could be even VBR backup repository, also allow you to integrate. Now there's another big use case, or customers love it. They want to achieve the portability. Maybe this, they are currently running on premise, maybe from an AKS, but I want to migrate to EKS. I give you an example. I got an EKS cluster here, but I don't have a MySQL database here. I got a Kasten K10 installed. I allow you to import the data from the object storage, not just import the data, will allow you to restore the data. After the restore, basically the MySQL will be up running from my target cluster. So most of the time, just for small database, 1 GB persistent volume size, I demonstrate only need 3 minutes. I can migrate from one cluster to the other, and it could be from one region to another region. I tried some time back to migrate from AKS to other cloud. It takes 3 minutes from from Asia to North America. Okay, typically customer environment, you might ended up having multiple clusters up running. You have your production, you have your test dev, you have a cluster running from on-prem, from a cloud. It's a hybrid multi-cloud environment. We allow you to nominate one cluster as a primary. So why? Because if I have like a 10, 20 clusters, every cluster I got a custom web console, it will be crazy. How to manage the policy, how to manage the location profile, it will be hard. So we allow you to nominate one cluster as a primary. And from there, you can link the rest of the cluster as a secondary. You just log into one console, you can basically manage the whole cluster. You can create a global policy, global location profile, and then distribute it to all of your clusters. So in the full setup, I can demonstrate to you, could be you're running, GKE, could be you're running OpenShift, could be running VMware Tanzu, or maybe running Launcher. We support all of these. So we allow you to migrate from one cluster to the other. In this case, I was showing you from AKS to EKS. Once you migrated, it can be one-time migration or can be a standby DR. So we allow you to back up the newly imported database, back up the newly restored database, to do the full restore in place, to do the restore to a new namespace, to do the granular individual resource recovery. So in the lab guide, you're going to explore most of the options, but not all of these, okay? So you can do full restore in place, you can do restore to a new namespace, you can do granular restore. So maybe in the future, I can organize a separate session talking about how to migrate from one cloud to the other, or could be from on-premise to cloud. That's the portability part, okay? So I did a lot of talk. Yeah, let me come back to the console to see how it goes. Actually, let me finish this. I got a few links. I'm not going to spend too much time. I know we are slightly behind. So the Kasten Resources, a few links. If you're interested to explore a little bit more, I will share you the slide deck after the session, so you don't have to take a screenshot. So how to build the environment on AWS Cloud, 20 minutes, one command to automate. For here is a link, here is a source code for Google Cloud, for Azure Cloud, for IBM Cloud, building the OpenShift environment. All of these are by the automation. It's just one command, just wait some minutes. That's it. And how to protect the containers. Most of the containers I tried, you just need 3 minutes. We can protect your containers. On OpenShift, could be on Rosa, could be you are running on AWS. We already tried, and could be running on VMware Tanzu. That's another option. And could be you're running Alibaba Cloud, especially for the people from China, from Asia. A lot of customer actually also adopting Alibaba Cloud, and you might run your HP Eastmore container platform 3 minutes to protect them. Additional information about the training. I really appreciate everybody completed all the labs. So you guys should already receive the Kubernetes badges. And this is our Kubernetes documentation page. You can try for free. You can test drive. Okay. So one last thing I want to show you is, I'm very excited about a Kubernetes cloud. So let's learn multi-cloud Kubernetes together. So I'm already 38 times multi-cloud certified. So how to learn AWS? Here is a link, AWS skill build, and AWS training website. And if you are part of AWS partner network, you can go this link. The other thing you can try is the plural site. I'm actually used the plural site quite significantly, especially a few years back. I used to learn multi-cloud, AWS, Azure, Google, etc. And if you want to learn Kubernetes, the Kodi Cloud and the Killer Shell, or you can access actually book from Udemy. It's pretty useful. So far, I did my CKA, CKAD, CKS. I use all of these training materials. If you guys want to follow me, here's my LinkedIn and a Twitter. You can join the Kubernetes data management group. It's about how to build a popular Kubernetes cluster, how to protect the containers, how to migrate the containers, and also you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Similarly, how to build a Kubernetes cluster, how to protect containers, how to migrate containers. Try my free automation tool from GitHub. It is actually pretty popular. Hundreds of clones every 2 weeks. It's not bad. So a list of the key contacts from what's in this region. Desmond is on the call. He's the AWS partner solution architect supporting the APAC region. Chris Coleman, that's our AWS Alliance Manager from a Veeam team. And Philip Hilton, that's our Kasten Territory Account Manager covering the APAC region. Myself, Yongkang, you got the link, my email address, you got my phone number. Feel free to send me a request if you need any assistance. I'm also on WhatsApp. Yeah, feel free to drop me a message. I also would like to share my APJ SME virtual team. So I'm assuming I'm the virtual team leader, and across the Veeam team, we got 6 large regions. From ANZ, I got the Vish here. From China, I got a Mars, I got a Lei Wei. And from Hong Kong, Taiwan, I got a Chris Tong. From a SAC region, I got a Ninja and also Banu. From Japan, I got a Ken Satosa. And the SIC region, Southeast Asia and Korea, I got Nigel. Feel free to talk to any one of our in-country, in-region SMEs. Most of us actually all certified, like Mars 3 times certified, Leeway also CKA, and Banu CKA, and plus Ken Satosa CKA and CKD. Myself also 3 times certified. Now let's continue on the labs. Sorry, yeah, it is, I know it's a little bit behind. Let me come back to the console just to show you. Remember, we did the 3 minutes live demo. By end of the K10 deploy, you are expecting to see, here is your token code, here is a link. You just copy paste the link to the web console, to a new tab or new browser, and then you paste your token code. You can log into your environment. I leave you guys to explore in the labs. I'm not going to log in right now. Okay, so come back here just to share you a few kube control commonly used commands, and then I will give you time to do the labs. So if you want to, here is a kubectl cheat sheet. I always use the alias. It is so simple. You don't want to every time type a kubectl. You just run k get node, check your node status, get namespace, check namespace, get ports, check the port status. You can follow by the particular namespace. You can with the -w to watch the status, and you can watch all the port status, and you can check the service details of Kasten. You can check the service details of the Cassandra, for example. The last, you can describe the port status. If something happened, the port is pending, what's happening? You can run describe the port. And the last 2 are specifically to Kasten. So if you got any issues about a Kasten, that's where you run the klogs -l followed by label component equal execute -c followed by container name and followed by the namespace. You can also -f to tail the logs. That's where we collect the logs from your running Kubernetes cluster. I think that's all I want to cover. I just want to remind everybody, and now you should be able to come back to the console. Let me have a look. Yeah, now the cluster should be already ready. It is. So you can see total time this time for me, that's 21 minutes, 29 seconds. But for Kasten side, total time, it's just 2 minutes, 16 seconds. So how to access? You copy the link, paste the link to the new tab here. And from here, you paste the token code. and then you will log into the web console. First time you log in, you will be asked to provide your company name, your email address, click accept. So now you go. So I leave you guys to work on the labs. You just follow the lab guide. You should be able to, complete the whole labs. So we are now, should be at which page? So we're already here. So at page 6, so you can verify the node status from the command line. And then you can, copy the link. You can log into the web console from page 7. And from there, you can explore all different, settings. So once you log in, you already see your backup job completed successfully. You can immediately start to do the restore jobs. You can verify your applications, your policies, your settings. Okay, I think I've done a lot of the talking here. I'll leave you guys to continue the labs. And any questions, feel free to ask. Yeah, I will watch the. Yes, Sarhan, you asked that, you send the message. Yeah, it is normal. We are waiting for the cloud formation stack to finish. So it does take about 20 minutes. Yeah. So if you see the stuff like this, so initially when you launch, you will see the job looks like this. It will wait here for some time. And after that, after the cluster build, the cluster, it does take 90 minutes, 13 seconds. After that, we started to deploy Kasten K10, okay? How long we can use the lab? I'm not sure if Desmond's still on the call. Yeah, I know he's busy. He might have jumped off. At least you can use up to tonight. Based on my understanding.
Yongkang, yeah, I've spun it up for 12 hours. You can use it until end of the day. So feel free to experiment, feel free to tear it down, bring it back up, familiarize yourself with the environment, the solution, and reach out to us if you need any assistance. Yeah.
Thanks, Desmond. So if you look at the lab guide towards to the end, I got a few FAQs as well. So if you do hit some issues, yeah, you can look at this first, or you can ask in the chat window. But if you want to redo it again, I also got the instructions here, how to destroy. You basically run the -destroy. You destroy the whole environment, and then you can redo it again. Okay, feel free to try explore all different options. If you do need to, after today's session, you need to request access, just to highlight here in the lab guide. I also highlighted the instructions. You send us an email with the details, we will get you the access. Just give us roughly 1 day or 2 days notice. Yeah, I leave you guys to continue the labs. I will mute myself, and any question, feel free to unmute to ask, or just type in the chat window. I hope the session is useful to you all. And yeah, anytime need any lab access or any questions, need us to help you to talk to your customers, we are more than happy. Let me check if anybody has any questions. No, yeah, I saw Rohan had a question. You don't run CD kubectl, okay? You just run kubectl. From here, you just run kubectl, get the nodes. You can check the node status. Okay, right now I've got one node. It was created 13 minutes ago, 1.21. That's my Kubernetes cluster version. I'm not sure if I missed anybody's questions. Sorry for that. I was talking. I did not watch the chat window. So is there any questions? Did not answer the. Please share the lab guide. The lab guide, it was, let me share you the link again. So everyone. So you can access the lab guide from this link. Okay, this is for particularly for AWS Event Engine. But if you want to try to use the lab for yourself, use your own AWS account, I got another lab guide, which is for any, any one of your AWS cloud account. So this is another guide. If you see the double E, that's the Event Engine specific.
Hey, Yong.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I did not do CD kubectl. I just wrote kubectl get nodes, and I cannot find a directory. So I was wondering if I need to be in a certain path for that to work.
Okay.
I get kubectl command not found.
Okay. So did you actually complete the initial 2 tasks? So if I look at the lab guide, I'm showing you the lab guide here. So the first task is, let me come back here. So in the page, so you follow the instructions. Where are you right now?
I'm on page number 7.
Page number 7.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did copy, you already run the git clone?
Yes.
You already run, okay, all of this done?
Yes.
And the page 7.
So even I'm able to log on to the browser, I can see my Cassandra running. But I was just running the kubectl get nodes and I don't see it. But on my UI, I can see the K10 Cassandra compliant with policies. I can see the green check mark.
Oh, that is interesting. Are you in the right, right region, right console?
I'm in Sydney.
In Sydney.
AP. Okay, 1 second. Let me just confirm that. I am in Sydney, AP Southeast -2.
Yeah, that is correct. If you
I
see
can
it,
actually share. I can share my screen if you want, and I can show you.
Yeah, go ahead. Yes, since we've got time. Yeah, I guess the rest. Let me get you the
I'm
access.
not sure. I think you'll have to stop your screen for me to share mine.
Correct. I need to give you access. Give me 1 second. So, sorry, you are Roshan, right? Roshan.
Yeah.
Let me give you access. Yeah, I just make you co-host. You should be able to share here.
Yeah. So if you see, this is Sydney. This is AP Southeast 2.
Yep, that is correct.
And I'm actually able to log on to the portal as well, and I just run this command, kubectl get nodes, and I get this error message. I'm guessing I need to.
Somehow the commands not found. You did not have the. You probably missed one thing. Can you type this command? There's a dot space slash dot space. So you need a dot space.
Space.
Let me another dot slash set.
Oh, sorry, set.
Set the environment. Yeah, you press the tab, you should be able to say yeah.
Is this that? Okay.
Yeah, now it should be all good. Yeah, because the kubectl wasn't installed by default, so I installed it to the home directory. And then somehow, if you did not run this command, the path wasn't correct, you won't be able to see. Yeah. Now it should be all good.
Perfect. Yeah. Sounds good. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Not a problem. So anyone else? Yeah, I will watch the chat window, but if you want to unmute, ask might be easier. And if you do hit any issues, share your screen. I will help you to fix. So in the meantime, let me share you guys the survey link. Yeah, remember, I need everybody, okay, every single one to complete the survey form, okay? Thank you very much. That will be awesome for us to improve in the future. So I will share the link in the chat window. I know we are slightly behind and we are just about the time, but I'm available here. If you got time to continue to do the labs, I'm here to help you to address any questions. And as Desmond mentioned earlier, the lab does give you access up to at least tonight. It should be up to tonight. And you got enough time to complete the labs. I will keep my Zoom link up, connected. Any questions, feel free to let me know. But if you do have other meetings, feel free to go and you can complete the labs later after your meeting. Or even after today's session, I'd say that again, I know I already mentioned a few times, you can always send us the request. We will get you access. Just give us a few, a time in advance, give us 1 day in advance notice, and we will get you the access. So there is a question from when deploying the EKS, the connection is lost. Should I run e-deploy? Don't do the e-deploy again. The reason is you might already have your environment ready. Let me share my screen. I will show you. Okay. So let me share my screen again. Okay, so I log into my Cloud Shell. So if you are here, what you can do is, sorry, what's your name? Wei Zhenghua. So what you can do is you can run EKS CTL, you can get the cluster. You should be able to see if your cluster is up running. If your cluster is already up running, if you run get to node, you already see your node is up running. That means you already have the job. Even the session was disconnected, but you already done the job. All of these are already completed. The other thing, what you can do is you can run ls minus LTR. So you can see if you got the EKS token, if the EKS token file is the latest time, and which you should already have everything ready. You don't have to do it again, okay? If you cut the EKS CTL token, also for everybody on the call, if you accidentally you forgot your link how to access the Kasten Web Console, you go to the command line, you run cat EKS _ token. It will show you the link. It will show you the token code. You can access to the Kasten Web Console, okay? Not a problem. So I hope it is useful to you guys. And yeah, what else? Let me see if anyone else have any questions. I'm actually also included the troubleshooting to the end. So if I move to the last part, FAQ, how do I verify my EKS cluster is running correctly? So the first question is you run kubectl or get node to confirm if the worker nodes are running okay. If the worker nodes are all running okay, I will add another part to show you the EKS token. So once you see the EKS token, it's already there. That means you already completed everything. Even the session was disconnected, everything good. You don't have to do it again. But if the kube control, the node was not there, you don't see if the node was not here, you don't have the EKS cluster. In that case, you need to do it again. But before you do it again, you need to run the e-destroy. You destroy, remove, clean up the environment, then you run the -e-deploy. Okay, and then depends on the situation. There is a few other frequent asked questions I also showed you here. There is another question from 孔医生啊，我看一下啊，如果是 waiting for cloud formation. Waiting for cloud formation, typically it should be all right. It's just taking long time. So if I scroll up back to the stuff which I showed you earlier, it should be okay. So it does take like 5-6 minutes waiting for cloud formation stack. It does take some time. If for some reason it's taking more than 10 minutes, if you see that, the waiting for cloud formation stack, if it take more than 10 minutes or 15 minutes, that means something is wrong from the backend. If that's the case, you need to run /ee dash destroy. You destroy the cluster and then you recreate. Are we all doing good? If you guys can, I'm gonna ask your help to do this. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna add another column here. If you guys can, after you complete the labs, can you guys add something here? Did I complete the labs? So that's the column F. So if you click complete your labs, you can put Y here. Let's say I complete the labs. If you don't, you put no or N. So I know how many people complete the labs. It's mainly for us to improve for the future session. So it could be any feedbacks, let us know. We are trying to help the community to learn AWS EKS and also learn how to protect the containers running on AWS EKS. Destroy and recreate.
Hey, Yong.
Yeah.
Sorry,
go ahead.
I was just running the restore, lab, and I was trying to restore just the config map and the secret, and it does not complete it. It's retrying, but it's not completing successfully. Do you know what I could be missing? Because I'm just following exactly the steps. I can share my screen again if.
Yeah, if you want, share your screen. I will have a look. But in general, if it's depends on the situation, yeah.
Oh, sorry, just 1 second.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm getting this. It says job failed to delete
Failed to delete the PVC from spec timeout.
Sure.
So you got a Cassandra is running, right?
Yeah.
So all you did is you want to restore individual spec artifacts. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. Let me. Let's do this. Can we try the other restore options? Could be like a restore the whole to a new namespace, and then I will come back to help you to troubleshooting the individual.
Sorry, I didn't. So you want to restore the entire namespace? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you can restore the entire namespace. So when you from here, you can click restore. You just do a simple restore. Yeah, everything back to original namespace, for example, and see how it goes.
Okay, so I just go select everything as is.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything. You just click restore. We will do everything override to restore your original to your original namespace. If you watch the status of the port, you will see we're going to terminate your existing port and then do the restore.
And I can just kill this one, right? Yeah, and I can just, can I terminate this? I think I should.
You should be able to cancel, yeah. If you go back to the dashboard, close this, there is a button next to the job, it's cancel. You should be able to cancel the job. Yeah, you can make a small screen. Yeah. No, this is a new job. The other job already finished. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so okay, this failed. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, there is a cancel option.
Cancel action, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll just see.
Yeah, let's
this
see
goes
how it
through.
goes. Yeah. Is there any other questions? Let me have a look.
哎，何老师，
Yep.
哦，那个我咨询一个问题，就是我
你说。
装完之后，它在那个界面里面，就是那个 policy 界面里面那个 Cassandra backup，它那个下面有行状态提示是说 validation field， 这个会影响后面的操作吗？
如果是 validation fail 的话，它通常就是你的你到这个 setting 这里去看的话，它这个 storage 没有 create 好了。你去看一下这个settings， 在这个 setting 里面啊 ，location profile， 如果是这里没有做好的话，你可以先 destroy， 就是先运行一个 K10 destroy。So 我给你看啊，你就在这个命令下面，它应该是有一个命令叫 K10 destroy， 你可以先把 Kasten K10 先 remove 掉，然后再运行一个叫 K10 deploy。So 这样的话就会帮你重新。
我这 pod 状态都是正常的。
pod 状态是正常，可是你的那个 location profile 它有一些问题，它有可能你的那个刚开始啊，不是要 copy 这个东西嘛？你如果这个东西没有 copy paste 进去的话，它 location profile 建出来肯定是不行的。
你说的是哪个没有 copy 到？只是
你看到我没有共享我的屏幕是吧？
我看到有屏幕了，我现在看到是 web 界面的。
可是那是你看得到。啊，可是
我看到的是那个，
那是他的。对的，我给你看一下啊，我把我的屏幕共享一下啊。所以你看得到我的屏幕啊？所以你在这里啊，刚开始这里啊，你一定要把这个是 copy 的 button， 你要把这个 copy paste 到命令行下面再去运行，要不然你弄出来的话就是差那个东西，那个 location profile 它出不来。
那像我现在这种情况就需要再重置一下，重新再装一遍是吗？
你不需要全部重做了，你要做的你就是在这里啊，刚才这个地方啊，你先把这个 copy 一下，然后你到 Cloud Shell 里面呢，你再把它 paste 过来啊，你把那个 copy 了以后都 paste 过来嘛，然后回车完了以后你就 K10 destroy， 先把它 destroy 掉。不需 K10 destroy 只要2-3分钟了，这个 K10 destroy 以后再重新 run 一下这个 K10 deploy。OK，
好的。
啊，好，
好嘞，谢谢，我试试。好。
啊，没事。Sorry guys, let me just say it again. So if you guys completed the labs or you did not complete the labs or you got any questions, feel free to let me know. And also, yeah, may I ask for your help to fill out the column F. Column F. So if you finish the lab, press, put a Y here. If you did not finish the labs, put no here, okay? And again, just a reminder, I need everybody, please help me complete the survey form. So again, as I said, I'm really sorry if you guys, we are a little bit behind. If you need to go, feel free to go, and you can complete the labs later of the today. And if you don't have the chance to complete the labs today, just send us a request. So let me share you that particular page. So just send us a request. So as you can see from the screen, so you send us a request to give us a little bit notice. We will send you the lab access. So just provide us the date, time, and how many labs you need. We will get you the lab access after today's session. Yeah. Yes, no problem. We will share you the slide deck as well. And if you want, I can share the recordings as well. So we are hoping this is useful to you. And you can, come back to review the slide deck. You can come back to watch the, recordings. And if you need access, lab access to try again, could be for personal learning, could be for your customer demo. Just send us the email. We will get you the access. Thanks, everybody. I know we still got 73 people are doing the lab, so very much appreciate your time. And if you do have any questions, feel free to ask. Yeah. So I know Mark's from our CLL system, he already finished. And Jinhu, so you got the issues. Yeah, what's the issues? Yes, for those of you who are not finishing or you got any issues, let me know. Yeah, I will try to see if I can help you fix it.
My cloud console close to my particular one, so
Sorry, I can't hear you. Yeah, somehow it's not clear. Are you able to just try again or maybe type in the chat window? Sorry, what's your question? So Jinhoon, I know if your console was closed, so let me share you this. So if your console closed, here is the first FAQ. You run the kube control get node to check if you got the node is up running. If you got the node is up running, and then you can check if you got the EKS underscore token. If you got the EKS underscore token, you already got everything. Yeah, no problem. If you want to redeploy, just make sure you run the EE-destroy first. So you need to destroy the whole environment, clean up first before you run the deploy again, okay? So let me have a look. Yeah, I know it is. Yeah, because we are slightly behind. Yeah, let's see how many people have issues. If you do have issues, let me know. So there is a question from Asahan. EE-K10-destroy. It is actually, oh, sorry guys, I forgot to mention for AWS Event Engine specific. So let me come back here. So I'll show you here. For AWS Event Engine specific, if you go to EKS-K10, you will say EE deploy, that's deploy the whole environment. Okay, EE destroy, that's destroy the whole environment. So with the -K10, we only install K10. We only destroy K10. If you want to try again, you don't want to recreate the cluster. It does take some more time. It takes 20 minutes. But if you just want to remove K10, you can run EE-K10-destroy. Okay, so you should run EE-K10-destroy for this event engine platform. And after that, it only takes like 2 to 3 minutes. And then you can run the redeploy, only Kasten K10. Does that make sense? The K10 is deployed to the separate namespace, what we typically call, let me show you here. Sorry, the Kasten K10, if you run kube control, get namespace, you can see Kasten K10, we are installed to the Kasten-IO namespace. K10-Cassandra, that's the application workloads. We want to protect them. Okay. If you follow the lab guide, there is additional labs. Let me show you here. If you follow the lab guide, go to the additional labs. Where, which page? Give me a few seconds. So from the page 15, you can see additional labs. That's where you can deploy another sample database. That's PostgreSQL. We're going to install to K10-PostgreSQL namespace. Okay. So for example, I did all of the testing of the Kasten K10 stuff. I just want to try again. And you can run EE-K10-destroy. We will remove Kasten K10 only. We will remove the AWS IAM rules. We will deleting Cassandra, deleting Kasten K10, and then you can try again.
Hey, Yong.
Yeah.
So I just finished all my labs. I don't have time for the additional labs as I have a meeting at 12:30. So should I mark the lab completed yes or no?
I think that's that's kind of like yes. You already did the majority of the stuff.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I put the additional labs as like a optional if you are interested to explore a little bit more. Yeah,
Yes.
let's be clear. For those of you already did the labs up to the additional labs, that's all good. You mark as yes. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time, Yong. Thank you.
Not a problem. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. So if you run the destroy, I just did the EE-K10-destroy. So we removed the Kasten K10, removed the Cassandra. So it only take 1 minute to 8 seconds. So which is fast. If you want to try again, you run EE-K10-deploy. So we will redeploy Kasten K10, redeploy Cassandra, recreate the backup policies, run the initial backup jobs. Yeah. Yeah, for the teams, for the people from China, yeah, if you want, you can ask in Chinese. Yeah, no issues. So as you guys can see, I just did a redeploy Kasten K10 plus Cassandra. It only take 1 minute 24 seconds. Let me have another look. Any others have questions? Yeah, Krishna, I think if you hit the error, validation fail, most likely you missed one step is the credentials. You guys can still see my screen, right? All the environment variables, you need to set it. So what you can try is you just run /EE-K10-destroy. Okay. And then after you done this, you run EE-K10. Oh, you need to paste the token code or paste the whole environment variables. Paste the environment variables here. Okay. Did I paste? Yeah. So you paste the environment variables here and press enter. before you run the deploy, okay? Before you run the EE-K10-deploy. So that will resolve the issues, because that's the issue. If you missed anything, if you did not put the session token here, when you create the location profile, it will show in there is some errors. So should we finish all restore labs, including additional one? You don't have to, yeah, we Zhonghua. You don't have to finish the additional labs, but as long as you finish up to additional labs, you are good to mark as yes, you finish, yeah.
谢谢老师。
哎，没事，谢谢。Yeah, I should still have time here. I'm here. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat window, or just unmute yourself to ask.
Hi, Yongkang. This is Mars speaking. I'm trying to solve. I'm trying to solve some problem from China partners, but some of them still have an issue to access, the worldwide website or something like the firewall blocked. So I will collect the information from partner. If they could not finish the lab, I will hold the private the training for them. Yeah.
Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, we can organize another session for China team. Yeah, just we can talk in Chinese, makes it easier. And I know that the cloud, yes, but also for your information, actually, the AWS Event Engine doesn't work for AWS China region right now, based on my information. But so we have to get the access to the global region in order to leverage the AWS Event Engine platform. Otherwise, we have to ask them to use their own account.
Yeah. Everyone is very exciting about learning the knowledge from the Kasten, include the AWS knowledge and Kubernetes knowledge. And we want to say thank you for all the trainer today.
Not a problem at all. Yeah, happy to to help as much as we can.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Mars.
Yongkang?
Hey.
Yes. Is my testing lab I cannot create additional S3 location profile?
you cannot create an additional location profile.
Yeah.
So what?
When I try to create an additional location profile, got a problem issue.
Ah, okay. I know. Yeah, that's the documentation. I need to make it more clear. So I tell you what, yeah, it is actually the documentation. I did not make it clear. Yeah, where it is. Give me 1 second. Let me scroll down. You can still see my screen, right?
Yes.
So I guess you are in this page, right? Page 17. So make sure, I need to add another note here. Make sure the bucket name, you need to change the bucket name. Make it globally unique. You can't use the same exact name. You need to make sure the bucket name is uniquely globally unique. So you might have put something like your name to the end, or maybe timestamp to the end. If you simply use the same bucket name, it will definitely fail. It will not be able to pass the validation. So I will update the document and put a note somewhere. You need to change the bucket name here. Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Not a problem.
Time. Wait.
So once you change the bucket name, it should be okay to save, to validate. Not a problem. So I destroyed my K10 plus Cassandra earlier, so I can redeploy. So just run the commands //e-k10-deploy. So we will just deploy Kasten K10 and Cassandra plus policy, etc. How's everybody doing? The lab is still doing okay?
Hey, Yongkang, we have a partner from Digital China Cloud Native Service Team, Xue Zhe. They have a problem when do the extra lab to create a new location profile, and the status is failed to validate the profile location. So we troubleshooting together for him, and I will let him share the desktop.
Yeah. Let me give him access. 叫什么？叫
薛哲。Yeah.
薛哲 Let me give him access. 薛哲啊，看到了。哎，薛哲，yeah, you should be able to share your screen now.
是通常啊，这个问题啊，第一个，你这个 profile name 也是取的一样的啊，这是原来创建的嘛，对不对？通常啊是这个问题啊，如果是，哎，我看一下啊，我来 request control 啊，所以可能简单一点，我告诉你啊。就是你在这个 launch 这个的时候啊，你不是还有一个 tab 在这里吗？你一定要 copy 这个 environment variable 是先把这个 copy 好，然后放到你的那个 cloud shell 里面。你要在这里 paste 过了以后，然后我们现在要做的其实挺简单，你就先运行EE-K10-destroy。然后在 EE-K10 减号 deploy 就可以了。你先得把那个 token 刚才那个 copy 的这个所有的环境变量啊，都得把它那个粘贴到这个 cloud shell 里面。然后你先把它 K10 的东西先把它清除掉，然后再重新部署就好。你明白我的意思吧？
明白
啊，就是因为是somehow就是它那个环境变量没在里面了，所以你创建出来它就做不到了。
哦，好的。
Thanks。
何老师是这样的，我现在跟那个学者的问题呢是一样的，就是我刚才也问你了，然后呢，我先是把环境变量给它那个设上去了，然后做了一个 destroy 动作，然后再做了一个 deploy 动作。完了之后，我刚看了一下，它那个状态还是这个 validation field。
刚才不好意思，是我没说清楚。其实你要运行的是这 double E 减 K10。对，不能用那个那个是在普通的cloud 环境里面啊，正常的 AWS account。我们这个 Event Engine 里面，你要运行那个EE-K10 EE-K10 deploy 还是 destroy？不好意思，你需要
没事，
先把它 destroy，
那我再试一下。
然后你运行 EE-K10 destroy， 然后再 EE-K10 deploy 应该就可以了。
那是就是说，我想问，就是我是那个先 destroy 完了之后再设环境变量，最后再
你先设环境变量，先设环境变量，
然后 destroy， 然后再
destroy， 然后再 deploy， 一定要 EE 开头的啊。
OK， 好的，
你再试一下。
OK， 好嘞。
刚才那个薛哲你也试一下，一定是差不多同样的问题啦。
好的，就是先设置环境变量，再 destroy， 然后再 deploy。
对，你一定要用 EE 打头的那个 case 啊 ，EE-K10 deploy，EE-K10 destroy 才行。
哦，用那个。哦，好的，好。
因为那个 K10 deploy、K10 destroy 的是通常的环境啊，不是用在 AWS Event Engine 里面的啦。那其实是我之前跟那个谁没说清楚啊，我自己都忘了， 不好意思啊，你再试一下应该就可以了。嗯，
好的，好的，好，谢谢老师，谢谢老师。
没事没事。
嗯。
Sorry, guys, we're talking in Chinese. Yeah, but if any other guys, if you have any questions, yeah, feel free to let me know.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and we can, if you hit any issues, you can share your screen. We can troubleshooting together. Yeah.